Good morning. You know, I came across a word this morning that I didn't recognize at all, and it set my mind off on a direction I wasn't expecting. The word was chrysalis. I had never really heard it before, so I had to look it up. Well, I wasn't expecting what happened next. I thought I'd read a simple definition and then carry on with my morning. But instead, I found myself sitting there with my coffee, the warmth of the mug seeping into my hands, and the faint smell of it rising in the quiet kitchen, thinking, I've never really understood butterflies. I always thought a chrysalis was just some sort of cocoon where a caterpillar hid until it came out with wings. I had no idea that inside that little shell, the caterpillar is actually transforming into something completely different. Its body softening and reshaping in a quiet, unseen unraveling. From the inside or the outside, it looks like nothing is happening at all. You could walk right past one hanging from a tree and never give it a second thought. But inside, everything is changing, slowly and silently, as if the air itself is holding its breath, as if there's a fragile tension in that stillness. Like the quiet ache I felt in my own life when everything seemed paused, but something deep inside me was shifting. I don't know why that affected me so much, but it did. I just sat there wondering how many times I've looked at my own life and thought nothing was happening when maybe everything was happening. When I broke my back, I certainly wasn't thinking that my life was transforming. I was thinking about the pain, about the sharp, relentless ache that made even the smallest movement feel impossible. I was thinking about getting through another day. Later, after my mini strokes, I wasn't thinking about becoming a stronger person. I was wondering if I would ever walk properly again, gripping the edge of the counter just to steady myself, feeling unsure of my own body. Then, when I had to give up my driver's license, I remember feeling like I had lost a part of myself. Standing there with the paper in my hand and a heaviness in my chest, I couldn't quite explain at the time. Every one of those experiences felt like something was being taken away from me. I never crossed my mind that those years might have been changing me into someone I couldn't even imagine yet. Looking back now, I can see that I slowly started doing more for myself. I started walking because I had to find another way to feel independent again. Those walks got a little longer and then a little longer again until somehow they've led me to planning a walk across Spain. If someone had told me that years ago, I honestly would have laughed because there's no way I would have believed them. That's what keeps turning over in my mind this morning. How often have I mistaken the in-between stage of my life for the end of it? I've talked before about the in-between stage, that place where one chapter has closed and the next one hasn't opened yet. It's an uncomfortable place because I couldn't see where I was going. All I could see was what I had lost. This morning I realized a chrysalis is really another way of describing that same place. Maybe that's why I connected with that little word so much. It gave a picture to something I've already lived. It made me wonder if the quiet seasons of my life weren't empty after all. Maybe they were simply the seasons where the deepest changes were taking place. Even though I couldn't see them at the time, I don't know exactly who I'll be after I finish the Camino. Maybe I won't be all that different. Or maybe the Camino won't change me at all. Maybe it will simply introduce me to the woman I've quietly been becoming for years. I have to admit, I like that thought. It gives me a different way of looking at some of the hardest years of my life. Instead of seeing them as years where everything stopped, maybe they were years where everything was slowly being rewritten. So that's what's been on my mind over coffee this morning. Who would have thought one little word could make me look back over my whole life differently? I'd love to know if you ever had something that simple happen to you. Have you ever read one sentence, heard one word, or had one conversation that suddenly made your own life make a little more sense? If you enjoyed having coffee with me this morning, I'd love to have you come back again. Please like, subscribe, and share this conversation with someone who might enjoy sitting down for a coffee and a chat with us.